Good morning, my dear students. Today we will start with Act 5, Scene 2 of the play Macbeth by William Shakespeare. The scene is the countryside near Dunsinane, and we know that Dunsinane is a hill outside of, not very far from, where Macbeth is at the moment. Drum and colours enter Menteith, Caithness, Angus, Lennox, and soldiers. Now, these are a group of Scottish lords who are discussing the military situation in Scotland because they have news that the English army is approaching. It is led by Malcolm, and the Scottish army will meet them, and the place where the two armies will meet, interestingly enough, is the Birnam Wood. You remember the witches mentioned it, the Birnam Wood, and there the Scottish army and the English army will join forces. That is, they plan to meet up with the approaching army led by Malcolm. Menteith talks, he says, the English power is near, meaning the English army is approaching, led on by Malcolm, and Malcolm is the commander of the English army. His uncle Seward and the good Macbeth. That is, the English army, the leaders of this army are Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macbeth. Revenges burn in them. That is, they burn for revenge. And why do they want to take revenge? For their dear causes would to the bleeding and the grim alarm excite the mortified man. That is, the wrongs that they have suffered, their dear causes means the wrongs that they have suffered would make even the dead men rise up and fight, excite the mortified man, meaning mortified man means even the dead man, one who is suffering, a person who is suffering, even he would get up out of his grave and take revenge. Angus answers, near Birnam Wood shall we meet them? We'll meet them near Birnam Wood. That way they are coming. And the word we means the Scottish army. Will meet them. Them means the English army, which is led by Malcolm, Seward, and Macbeth. They are coming from that direction, from the Birnam Wood. So Caithness answers, who knows if Donalbain be with his brother? Now let us go back a little in time and recall when, after Duncan's murder, the two brothers, Malcolm and Donalbain, decide to separate and go in different directions because that was the only way they would remain safe. So back then Malcolm had decided to go to England, whereas Donalbain had taken refuge in Ireland. So does anybody know if Donalbain is with his brother? Lennox answers, for certain, sir, he is not. He is definitely not there, sir. I have a file of all the gentry. File means list. I have a list of all the important men in the English army. And his name, the name of Donalbain, is not in that list. There is Seward's son. There is young Seward. Seward's son is there, as well as many boys and many unrough youths that even now protest their first of manhood. Along with young Seward, there are young boys who are inexperienced. Their beards have not fully grown. They have not become full men, but they have joined this battle. And Menteith asks, what is the tyrant Macbeth doing? And Caithness answers, Great Dunsinane he strongly fortifies. Now Dunsinane is a fort. हिंदी में हम जिसको गढ़ या किला कहते हैं. So he has made it, he is fortifying, means making it stronger for the approaching battle. Some say he is mad. Some say he has become insane. Others, that lesser hate him, do call it valiant fury. Valiant fury means brave anger. Others who don't hate him so much, they call it brave anger. But one thing is certain, he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule. That is, he is out of control. He cannot buckle means he cannot control. He is out of control and he does not know what he is doing. Angus. Now does he feel his secret murders sticking in his hands. Now Macbeth feels the blood of his murdered enemies sticking on his hand. Now minutely revolts upbraid his faith breach. Minutely means small. Now rebel armies punish him every minute for his treachery. His faith breach means for his treachery. People are breaking out in revolt all over the country. In other words, the situation in Scotland is that of civil war. Within the country itself, people are fighting and revolting against the king. Those he commands move only in command. That is, the soldiers he commands are only following orders, nothing in love. They don't fight because they love Macbeth. They have no love or respect for him. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief. Now he seems too small to be a great king. In other words, he does not deserve to be king. And just like a midget means a dwarf, हिंदी में हम जिसको बौना कहते हैं, अगर कोई बहुत छोटा आदमी किसी बहुत बड़े आदमी के कपड़े पहन ले तो वो कैसे उसके कपड़े अननेचुरल से दिखेंगे. In the same way, the title of king is unsuitable for Macbeth. Menteith speaks, Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start? If this is the situation, who can blame him for acting crazy? Pestered means troubled and senses means mind. So who can blame him for having a troubled mind and to act in this crazy manner when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there? When inside he condemns himself, inside means in his troubled mind, he condemns himself, he regrets his past actions for everything he has done. Caithness. Well, march we on, let us continue, let us keep marching to give obedience where it is truly owed. Now it is clear that these lords have decided to join their forces along with the approaching English army. In other words, they are not going to fight along with Macbeth. They are going to fight against him along with the English army. So, let us keep marching and give our loyalty to someone who truly deserves it. And who is that someone? That is Malcolm. To give obedience. Obedience means loyalty. Meet we the medicine of the sickly weal. We are going to meet Malcolm. And Malcolm is going to be the doctor who will cure our sick country. The word weal means country. We are going to meet Malcolm and he will be the doctor who will cure our sick country. And with him, pour we in our countries purge each drop of us. And we will pour out our own blood to help him. Purge means purification. To pure our country of the dirt that is there. In other words, we will pour out every drop of our blood for the purification of our beloved nation. Lennox, or so much as it needs. However much blood we need to give to dew the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. To dew means to provide water for the sovereign flower. Sovereign means royal, and the royal flower is Malcolm as king. To make Malcolm the king and drown the weeds and get rid of Macbeth. The weed here is Macbeth. Weed वो जंगली पौधा जिसको कहते हैं, जिसको हम अगर गमले में या कहीं कोई हम फूल पत्ती लगाते हैं और जंगली पौधे उगाते हैं तो हम उनको उखाड़ कर फेंक देते हैं. In the same way, we will try to get rid of Macbeth. We our march towards Burnham. Let us proceed on our march to Burnham. Without any break, let us continue on to scene 2. So, Act 5, Scene 3. Dunsinane, a room in the castle. Enter Macbeth, doctor, and attendants. Macbeth, bring me no more reports. Now, the doctor in question is the same doctor who had met that gentlewoman and who was trying to provide a cure for Lady Macbeth. So, he is coming and he's reporting to Macbeth about the condition that Lady Macbeth is suffering from. But Macbeth does not want to hear it. So he says, don't bring me any more reports. Which reports? Reports about this here. It can refer to Lady Macbeth, or it can refer to all those thanes who have left him and who have joined with Malcolm. In the previous scene we saw Caithness and Menthius and Lennox and so many others. They have decided to join up with Malcolm. So let them all fly. Fly means let them all desert me. I don't care. Let them all leave me. Why? Because I am assured that till Burnham Wood remove to Dunsinane, till Burnham Wood comes to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. Until and unless Burnham Wood gets up and moves to Dunsinane Hill, I won't be affected by fear. That is, I need not be afraid of failure or defeat. I am safe, I am secure. What is the boy Malcolm? What can that young boy Malcolm do? He's young, he's inexperienced. What can he do? Was he not born of woman? Wasn't he born from a woman? Remember, in the last meeting with the witches, the apparitions had told him that he need not be afraid of any man who is born of a woman. So isn't Malcolm born from a woman? Why should I be afraid? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Consequences means future of man. The spirits, meaning the 3 witches, who know the future have told me this. Have pronounced me this means have told me this. And what did they tell him? Fear not, Macbeth. No man that is born of woman shall ever have power upon thee. They said, don't be afraid, Macbeth, because no man who is born from a woman will ever defeat you. Then fly, false thanes. So get out of here, you disloyal thanes. You disloyal thanes. Now, this is ironical because Macbeth himself had been a Thane and he became disloyal to Duncan and murdered him with his own hands. So he says, you disloyal Thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. Go and join. Mingle means go and join the weak. English epicures means one who's weak. The Englishmen who are weak. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. My mind and courage will never falter. My mind and courage will never falter. It will never become heavy. It shall never be burdened with fear. He is very confident of his success. Enter a servant. Now, Macbeth is very short-tempered. He's harsh, he's rude, he's mean. He misbehaves with people because he is the king and everybody else is his subordinate. So when the servant enters, the servant is looking very pale. Seeing the servant looking pale, this makes Macbeth even more angry. And he says, the devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon. May the devil turn you black, you white-faced fool. Loon means fool. Cream-faced means pale-faced. Where gottest thou that goose look? Why do you look like a frightened goose? So the servant says, there is 10,000. There are 10,000. So because he had mentioned goose earlier, so Macbeth says, geese, villain? Are there 10,000 geese, you idiot? Soldiers, sir. Soldiers. So Macbeth says, go prick thy face and override thy fear. Now, if you go pale and if you pinch yourself on the cheeks, then blood comes to the surface. Your face becomes red again. So, go pinch your cheeks and bring some color back into your face. Thou lily-livered boy. Lily-livered means you coward, you cowardly boy. What soldiers? Patch? Patch means fool. What soldiers are you talking about, fool? Death of thy soul, curse you. Those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. That is, that pale face of yours will frighten the others as well. What soldiers? वे face. वे is actually आपने देखा होगा ना, जब दही में पानी डालकर छाछ बनाते हैं हम, और वो जो बल्कि जब मक्खन निकाल देते हैं दही में से, तो वो जो पानी बच जाता है उसको वे कहते हैं. It is thin, it is pale in color, pale milk. So what soldiers are you talking about, you milk-faced fool? And the servant says, the English force so please you. The English army, sir. Take thy face hence. Get out of my sight. You can almost see Macbeth hitting him on the face, slapping the man. And then Satan, he calls his servant. Satan, I'm sick at heart. When I behold, behold means when I see. And then Satan, I say, this push will cheer me ever. This push means this battle. This battle will cheer me ever. Either it will make me happy forever if I win this battle. So either I will be happy forever, or deceit me now, or it will remove me, or it will topple me from the throne. Please mark these words for references. I have lived long enough. See, Macbeth is fed up of his life. I have lived long enough. That is, he has had enough of life. My way of life is fallen into the seer. My way of life means the course of my life is beginning to wither and fall away. Is beginning to wither and fall away. Is fallen into the seer. Seer means drain. हम जिसको कहते हैं नाली, मेरी ज़िंदगी नरक बन गई है. It is down. The yellow leaf, just as the yellowed leaf falls in the autumn, in the same way. And when does the leaf fall? When it becomes dry and it no longer can hang on to the branch. In the same way, my life also has become withered. And that which should accompany old age, the things that should go along with old age. And what are those things? As honor. Honor means respect, love, obedience, troops of friends. Means people who love you, people who are loyal to you, people who love you, your loyal friends. I must not look to have. I must not look to have means I do not hope to have. I don't have respect. Nobody loves me. Nobody is obedient or loyal to me. I don't have anybody to care for me. I cannot hope to have. But in their stead, instead of all these, what do I have? Curses. I am cursed. Not loud, but deep. People don't curse me openly or loudly, but quietly. But deep. Deep means passionate or heartfelt. But quietly whispered curses are given to me. Mouth honor. People who honor me, they do it only with their words, but not in their hearts. Breath which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. That is, people give me honor with their words, but not in their hearts. And breath which the poor heart would fain to deny. That is, I would happily bring to an end my life. He does not want to live anymore, and what he's trying to say is, which my heart would gladly end. Living such a life, it is meaningless, and I would like to gladly bring an end to this life, though and dare not. That is, though I can't bring myself to do it. I cannot commit suicide. I don't have the courage to commit suicide. Again, Satan, enter Satan. What's your gracious pleasure? What do you want? What news more? Is there more news? So Satan says, all is confirmed, my lord, which was reported. All the rumors have been confirmed. Macbeth, I will fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. You can almost see Macbeth pull himself together like a soldier. He stands tall, he flexes his muscles, his shoulders are pushed back, and he says, I will fight until they hack the flesh from my bones. Give me my armor. He's preparing for battle. आर्मर इज़ वो जो लोहे का कवच होता है जो एक सैनिक या योद्धा पहनता है. दैट इज़ एन आर्मर. मुझे तैयार होने दो. सो सेटन सेज इट इज़ नॉट नीडेड येट. अभी तक युद्ध तो शुरू हुआ नहीं है. वाई आर यू वांटिंग टू वेयर इट? आई विल पुट इट ऑन. बट मैकबेथ सेज मैं पहन ही लेता हूँ. आई विल पुट इट ऑन एनी वे. सेंड आउट मोर हॉर्सेज ऑन द लुक आउट. दैट इज सेंड आउट मोर कैवलरी. He's wanting to further increase the number of soldiers in the cavalry. Skirt the country around. Score the country around. That is, send out scouts to look around the country. Hang those that talk of fear, and hang anyone who is spreading fear. Give me mine armor. How does your patient, doctor? Give me mine armor means, give me my armor, I want to wear it. And then he finally turns to the doctor and he says, how does your patient? How is my wife, doctor? So the doctor says, not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick coming fancies. That is, she is not physically sick, my lord, but she is troubled with endless visions that keep her from sleeping. With thick coming fancies means physically she's fit, but she's troubled with endless visions that keep her from her rest, that prevent her from sleeping. So Macbeth, cure her of that. Cure this problem of hers. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Minister means treat, and diseased means sick. Can you not give treatment to a sick mind? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow. Pluck means take away, take out, clean. In other words, make her forget from the memory a rooted sorrow, a deep seated sorrow. Raise out the written troubles of the brain. Raise out means wipe out, take away her memory of sorrow, wipe out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet oblivious antidote, that is, and with some drug, make her forget everything. Cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart. Cleanse means erase. That the stuffed bosom, stuffed means heavy heart that is suffering, and remove all her troubling thoughts from her brain which weighs upon the heart, and thus ease her heart. Don't you have any medicine to cure her, to rid her of her troubled thoughts? The doctor says, therein the patient must minister to himself. For that kind of relief, the patient must heal herself. Patient यानी कि मरीज, मरीज खुद की ही दवा कर सकता है, सब कुछ भुलाकर. So Macbeth gets irritated and he says, throw physics to the dogs, I will none of it. Medicine, physics here means medicine is for the dogs. I won't have anything to do with it. मुझे उससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. Come, put mine armor on. फिर ये शब्द वो Satan से कह रहा है. He's talking to Satan. Come on, put mine armor on. Give me my staff. Staff means the lance. भाला जिसको हम कहते हैं. Satan, send out. Send out means send out more soldiers. And then to the doctor. The thanes fly from me. The thanes are leaving me. Come, sir, dispatch. This is again addressed to Satan. Dispatch means hurry. That is, come on, Satan, hurry up. And then back to the doctor. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health. Again, please mark these words for reference. And he says, can you figure out what is wrong with my country, doctor? If you can diagnose its disease, if thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land. Cast the water of my land means diagnose the disease of the land. Land means the country. And find out, figure out what is wrong with my country. And after you have found the cause of the disease, purge it to a sound and pristine health. Purge it means make it healthy again. If you can diagnose its disease by examining its urine, as in the olden days, the urine would be tested to see what the person is suffering from and bring it back to health. If you will do that, I would applaud thee to the very echo. I will praise you to the ends of the earth. If you succeed in curing my country, I shall applaud you again and again. Pull it off, I say. Now first he wears the armor and then he commands Satan to remove it. Pull it off, I say. Take it away. I tell you, what rhubarb, senna, or what purgative drug would score these English thens? That is, these are all natural plants. rhubarb, senna, etc. These are natural plants that are used for medicinal purposes. In other words, is there any drug which would purge the English from this country? Purge here means take away or remove. Is there any way by which you can take away the English from the country, from my country? They are invading us. Here is thou of them. Have you heard of them? The English have come to attack our country. And the doctor says, "Aye, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something." "Yes, my lord, your preparation for war sounds like something, that something is happening." "Macbeth, bring it after me." He's saying this to Satan. That is, bring the armor and follow me. Carry it with on yourself and follow me. "I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane." That is, I will not be afraid of death and destruction. Bane means destruction, until Burnham Forest picks itself up and moves to Dunsinane. Now this is empty confidence because anything can happen. So the doctor says, "Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, prophet again should hardly draw me here." The doctor, speaking to himself, he says, "I wish I were far away from Dunsinane. I wish I was far, far away from Dunsinane, and if that was possible, even if you paid me, I would never return. You couldn't pay me to come back here. Prophet again should hardly draw me here." And they exit. End of Act 5, Scene 3. We will continue in the next session. Thank you.